Hey gang, I am here at the Starbird show in Tulsa. This is one of my favorite shows of the year. They've got like 1,000 cars under one roof here at the Expo Center. Same building they use for the Chili Bowl races. Holly and I are here, and it's early Sunday morning, which is a great time to come and take pictures and take videos. So I'm going to show you a few of the cars that they've got here. Again, it's just an incredible show. One of the things that they do here is they have an award called Go for the Gold, and it's for the best car shown in Tulsa for the first time ever. It's not quite like the Riddler or the Grand National, the America's Most Beautiful Roadster, but it's a big award, and they get a lot of great competition for it. And the cars that are competing for that, they have what they call the Fine 9 finalists for the award, and then they'll give the actual Go for the Gold award tonight. And we'll just start off with one of them. This is a 58 Mercury, and what's unusual about it, it's a four-door, but it's got an incredible paint job, got an incredible interior, and of course, at this show, the traditional customs really do well in this type of an award because Daryl Starbird, of course, one of the original customizers, his influence still comes through in this show. But as you can see here, this is a finalist for the Go for the Gold award, so it will be competing. It according to this, has a 390 out of a T-Bird, but they don't have the hood open. Again, traditional customs, sometimes they don't. Look at this interior, though. You've got tricolor, multiple patterns, sculpturing. That interior just blows me away. And of course, they carried it through, including the chrome trim, all the way into the trunk. So yeah, amazing car here. And the one across from, I'm going to be very honest with you. Out of the award finalists, this one's my favorite because this thing just grabs you by the neck and screams hot rod. This is a 41 Willys coupe. Don't know if, okay, it is an Outlaw fiberglass body. Outlaw chassis with a Hides front suspension, just like I'm putting on my on the Blue Knight. But look at that paint job. I mean, it's two-tone candy tangerine, and I think it's either a darker candy tangerine, maybe even a candy red. It's a red. Holly's the arbiter. It's a red. But we got the candy tangerine flames. We've got a ramjet injected big block. Looks like it's a GM ramjet injected 502 with the tune port injection. They got a holographic display board here, which is really cool. The interior's got some alligator in it. Of course, we got the big meats under the back. I think it's illegal to build a 41 Willys without them. But yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. The craftsmanship on this car, just absolutely incredible. So yeah, this is another one of my favorites here. Okay, I do dig El Caminos. This one was a contender, but it did not become a finalist. But still, awesome car. We got a 74 El Camino, and they've actually put a later nose on it with the stacked headlights. Blacked everything out. It's got a 454 in it. What's really neat about it, though, is the Stars and Stripes stripe on it. That's really cool. But yeah, I love a good El Camino, and this one's pretty badass. Saw this one at SEMA this year. I don't know if you looked at my SEMA photo gallery, but we've got a 55 or a 56? 55 Crown Victoria with I believe it's a supercharged Coyote. Yeah, Gen 3 Roush supercharged Coyote. Tuxedo black. We got a black and white interior. You can see the kind of work they did up underneath of it. There's a lot of people that kind of put down these show cars. I don't know, man. I just love the craftsmanship on them. Got 55 Mercury tail lights on it. That was a common customizing trick back in the day. The bumpers are all shaved on it. We got an independent front and rear suspension on it. So yeah, it's badass. Love these cars. Then we've got a 1951 Ford F1 pickup. And by the way, the Crown Vic is a Fine 9 contender. So's this one. It's got the Fine 9 award. Those little trophies down there are pretty cool. They did something really cool with the bed. It's You can tell that they made the bed follow the lines of the cab a little bit rather than just standard step-side bed. They lengthened out these rear fenders. I really like the lines the way they did it. Very cool interior, and of course a nice color that it's not quite a candy tangerine, it's almost a candy copper. Kind of molded everything. Oh, okay, this is a Chris Carlson car. This is out of Mulvane, Kansas, which is right by Wichita. Carlson's done a lot of really killer rides. He actually had a Riddler winner, I believe, a couple of years ago. Another killer truck. This is a Studebaker. 1937 Studebaker, and it's called the Hellcat Express, which kind of gives you a clue as to what the engine is. It's a Hellcat Mopar. And they went with kind of a diamond white on the outside. You can see it is that late model reflective diamond white. That's actually what I want to paint the roof of my Galaxy to go with the Ford Red. Again, great lines, great craftsmanship. They did Kindig flush mount door handles on it. Yeah, just beautiful truck. A little understated, but again, it's also a go for the gold Fine 9 contender, so it's made it to the finalists. All right, now we're up to Holly's favorite here. The funny thing of it is, Holly never used to be a big fan of 60s and 70s pickup trucks. And I guess, I don't know, maybe I've talked her into it, but we got a 68 Chevy pickup, got an LS in it. That color is what's amazing about it. I mean, that paint job looks like you could just swim in it. Great interior. They've done something really cool custom with the door handles. I don't know what those are. They kind of resemble the factory handles, but they're not. They might have even made those custom from scratch. But yeah, custom C10, 68 C10 short box. Got a LS3 engine in it. Really cool brown and tan interior. Holly just whispered, "I love it," behind me. I gotta be honest, man, I'm digging the hell out of this. Beautiful, beautiful wood finish. Probably not gonna haul too many spare engines in the bed of that truck, but who cares? Just an absolutely gorgeous pickup. Yeah, I mean, again, this is one of those where you can kind of see the detail that they put into it underneath. Just outstanding craftsmanship. Okay, here's another go for the gold finalist and the Fine 9, and actually saw this one at Wichita a couple of weeks ago. 32 three-window coupe. We got the candy blue outside. Small block Chevy in it. It's kind of getting to the point where you see a small block Chevy and it almost feels a little nostalgic. It's got fuel injection. I think that's an electronic converted Hilbert injector. I'm really digging the interior on it, though. The fabric insert, that's pretty awesome. It's it's got Halibran Speedway type wheels on it. Actually got a hell of a collection of speed parts just sitting around in the display. Yeah, this car is just drop dead gorgeous. It's almost like the old Chili Cataldo coupe that some of you may have seen, that had the wild nose and everything, that was built by the Alexander brothers. It's almost like they took the idea of that, and instead of doing all the customizing, they executed with a stock body. But yeah, again, more speed parts. Loving this coupe. Beautiful car. All right, now we've got a 65 Impala, another go for the gold Fine 9 finalist. The superstar on this car is the color. This is 65 Chevy Evening Orchid. It's actually a factory color, but the color is just amazing. I mean, you talk about something that screams 60s. The build itself it's great. It's fairly conventional. We got an LS that they've adapted small block Chevy Offenhauser valve covers to. Again, great detail up underneath of it. It's really a well done car, and I think on this one, rather than necessarily the superstar being something crazy they did with the design or anything, the superstar here is just the color and the execution, in my opinion. Inside and out, the interior is kind of a stock type interior, but they did coordinate the white inside with the white under the hood and in the valve covers. But yeah, I mean, this is just an outstanding car, and they took the stock wheels and wheel covers and made a little display table out of them, which is pretty cool. But this is one of my favorites at the show, and again, I don't know that there's necessarily any one wild custom feature in it that just blows you away, but it's just the overall execution and the color. Okay, here's another entrant for the Go for the Gold that didn't make the finalists, but really a beautiful panel truck. It's got a Ramjet small block in it, Ramjet 350. This is, I don't know, I would classify this more as just kind of a fairly, not really basic, but a really nicely executed street rod build. Obviously nicer than what the Blue Knight's going to be, but kind of the same general idea. Sitting on a progressive automotive chassis. If you remember from my Blue Knight video, they were kind of the originators of the Mustang 2 front suspension. That's what this has got under it. Got a 350 Ram Air motor, 700 R4, vintage air power windows. One little detail I want to show you that I thought was really cool on this car is the interior paneling. You would have expected the wood floor, but I'm really digging the wood paneling on the sides of the interior. That's pretty badass. I'm going to go out on a limb, and the color combo is really good too. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I bet this panel probably ends up seeing a lot of street miles after it gets done with the show career. I could be wrong, but I don't envision this being one that's going to sit in a garage forever, just getting polished. I bet this one's going to get out on the road. Okay, here's another Go for the Gold contender that didn't make the finalists. 66 Mustang two-door fastback. Kind of a pro touring style build, got a Coyote engine in it. The neat feature on this one is that it has a removable hardtop. They actually built this out of a convertible, and you can actually see it's got the convertible top boot down in there, and the hardtop, the fastback hardtop, is removable. That's cool. That's kind of a wild detail. I almost wish they'd have highlighted that a little bit more in the display. Wow, because this car, I didn't look at this car real close yesterday, but this car has really been executed well. Okay, and we just kind of stumbled onto one of the guys who helped build this car standing right here. And so, yeah, tell me.
So the top itself is removable. It is an original, like you said, it is an original convertible car.
Yeah.
With the back being different from a convertible to a hardtop, there was modifications, but it still retains the actual convertible top underneath there.
That's cool.
But once you take this off, you can fold the top up like it was originally.
Yeah.
And it still has the rear windows in the back that are now electric that will roll up and seal. And those windows for the convertible. It could actually be a weather-tight convertible too. Yes.
Wow.
And the channels had to be built on the hardtop to accommodate the convertible windows. And then whenever you get close to the car and you want to get in the car, the key fob, it automatically makes the windows come down so that you can open the doors.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Because otherwise they're in a channel like they would be in the convertible top, which top you can open, but you can't this. So
I gotta be honest with you. The only thing that's hurting this car is the way it's displayed.
We just finished it up last week.
I don't know if you heard that on the video. They literally just finished that up last week. Not a lot of time to construct a display for it, but killer car.
The client has not yet been able to drive it, and he's itching to.
So this is going to get driven.
Oh, he's firmly going to drive it.
Good. I love hearing that. Very cool car, man. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, we got another Fine 9 contender over here. This is from Danny Asher in Kansas. 49 Pontiac Chieftain. And if it's hard to make out the body lines on the video, that's because it's hard to make out the body lines in person. It's all black. I mean, like, exterior's black everywhere you look. It's or is it like an inky? I don't know. It's like black or maybe an incredibly deep maroon. Butterscotch interior. I'm digging the machined Pontiac appliques to the armrest. Nice detail right there on the door jamb with that little pinstriping. We've got pinstriping on the wheel cover. It's got the big diameter wheels. Yeah, it built by Samson Design. Beautiful car. They did a lot of restyling on this thing, a lot of work on it. I almost think, I don't know, it almost looks like the color just kind of makes a lot of the work they did disappear. At least under the show lights. Hopefully it looks different outside. But the craftsmanship on this thing is incredible. I don't know that necessarily it's my cup of tea, but one of the things about it, you've got to admire the work that gets put into something like this. The amount of metal work, the amount of time, the paint and the body work is just absolutely immaculate. Again, if it's, you guys know me by now, if it's my car, it's going to have some chrome there. But like I said, the craftsmanship is great, but painting the whole thing black like that almost disguises a lot of work that they did on it. It's like it disappears just kind of into I don't want to call it a blob because it's beautiful, but I mean, if you look underneath, there's a lot of great contrast underneath. I would have liked to have seen pull more of that color up onto it to kind of highlight some of the work that they did. But again, everybody's got different tastes. That's a great thing about hot rodding. Everything isn't for everybody, but it's just a tour de force of craftsmanship. And I'm going to show you another one here in a second. Okay. Now, I said the Willys was my favorite car at the show. My Willys is definitely the favorite car contending at the show. This car here, though, is incredible, partially because of the story behind it. For those of you who don't know, one of the legendary customizers in the 60s were the Alexander brothers out of Detroit. They were a big player in the heyday of customizing. If you know traditional customs, you've heard of the A brothers. And they kind of quit building cars as a team back in the early 70s. Mike Alexander, the last thing they really built together was T-Bucket that won the Riddler Award in, I believe, 1972. Mike Alexander, however, and Larry Alexander passed away in, I believe, the early 2000s. Mike Alexander was still around, and in about 2010, Mike decided he wanted to take one more shot at the Riddler Award. Of course, the build styles, oh man. But Mike decided he wanted to take another shot at the Riddler, and of course, everything in hot rodding had changed between the last time he won the Riddler and the last time he did a lot of customizing. He hooked up with Chip Foose to do the design on a car. Of course, everybody knows who Chip Foose is, and this is what they came up with. This is a roadster that competed for the Riddler in 2012. It was a grade 8 finalist. It did not win the Riddler that well. Metal Crafters built the body. Chip Foose did some of the suspension design, and if you look, you can see it's actually made out of elliptical tubing, or maybe even elliptical billet. I'm guessing that's tubing, but got an independent front end with internal coilovers. It's got a Boss 302 engine, and when I say a Boss 302, I don't mean a Boss 302 Coyote. I mean an actual friggin' Boss 302 small block Ford, detailed out to the max. It's painted Lamborghini orange. One of the really beautiful details I like on this, because this does have roll-up windows. It's not an actual roadster, and I love the chrome trim that they made to go around the passenger compartment. That's a great detail. I'll be honest with you, this is actually not just because of the story behind it. Look at the plastic panel that they hid the taillights behind, and the independent rear suspension. This is one of my favorite roadsters of all time. I saw it when it came out in SRP magazine back in the day, and I remember looking at the Riddler contenders that year and thinking, well, okay, I can see how it didn't win the Riddler, but I could also see how it could have won the Riddler. But incredible car. I don't think it did many more shows after that. This car actually sits at the Museum of American Speed in Lincoln, Nebraska, but had to show you that car. It's the first time I've ever seen it in person, and it's dazzling. This car could be out there competing go for the gold and have a hell of a good shot at winning it. But anyway, gorgeous car, and hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. All right, one more cool area of the Starbird show. Right here in the center, they have a tribute to Jack Walker, who was a legendary customer car collector. I don't know that Jack built any, but he had some built. But they've got some legendary customs in here. This is the Eclipse. This is built by Ray Farner. Actually, this may be a duplicate car. I'm not sure. But this was a 32 Ford Roadster pickup built by Ray Farner of Kansas City. Ray and my dad knew each other pretty well, so Dad and I stopped by his shop every now and then. And I saw the Eclipse actually sitting there in his shop in the late 80s, which is pretty cool. But they've got a lot of great cars. The Seaburst over here, this one's been around since the early 60s, and they have redone the paint, I believe, but the interior, man, you talk about some great quality stitch work. That interior is the same as it was in the early 60s. Here it is on the April 63 Carcraft magazine. I've actually got that magazine at home. This was a Studebaker. This is owned by Dick Dean, or I'm sorry, it was built by Dick Dean and Sam Foose. It's owned out of Kansas City. But here's what's crazy about this car. This car looks like a very, very traditional custom, but I remember this car when it was built. It was not built as a traditional custom. It was actually built as a hot rod, and I believe it actually went down the salt at Bonneville. And they've changed. They put wide whites and Cadillac wheel covers on it, so it looks a lot more traditional custom. This 55 Buick was built by Eldon Titus. Incredible car. This car was on Marketplace a couple of years ago for a price that I probably could have afforded at the time. It would have been very tight, but I came really, really close to coming down and getting with them to see if I couldn't buy this car. Part of me wishes I had, part of me is glad I hadn't. I mean, it would have been a whole lot of fun to revive it, but this car has so much history behind it, I wonder if I would have been scared to drive it. But just an incredible car. The Voodoo Spider, one of Eldon Titus's last cars, scratch-built car. Eldon Titus out of Kansas, one of the great customizers. He was kind of trying to bring back the show rods like they happened in the 60s, and this is just a masterful build. Another view of the Eclipse while we're walking around it. And then over here, we have the Crystal Ball Merc, which was built by Darryl Starbird. What's interesting about this Mercury is that Darryl actually built it using the running gear from a 90s Chrysler LeBaron. If I remember right, this car is front-wheel drive. I think it's actually downsized. And you can see it's got the dash and stuff from the 90s Chrysler, the seats. Of course, bodywork's just incredible. Candy apple red, as one would expect. But that's why he called it the Crystal Ball Merc, because he was doing some forward-looking things with respect to the drivetrain. This one over here, last Mercury chopped by Dick Dean, who was a legendary customer. I keep using the word legendary, but it really fits. Dick Dean, one of the incredible customizers of all time. This is the last Mercury chopped. It's in a satin red finish. Very, very cool interior on it. And then the last one of these, and I may have saved this one for the last because it might be my favorite of the custom display here. Another Dick Dean car. Holly's pointing over at the Starburst, the 58 Ford. That's her favorite, and it's close between that, the Eclipse, and what the hell, I like them all. But this is, this is one of those cars that just defines why the Mercury became the definitive traditional custom. Beautiful chop. We got candy apple red, pearl white, 53 Buick side trim. Just an amazing car. So this is a great tribute, and again, this is a feature section. They always have a feature section in the middle called the Legends Tribute. This year tributing Jack Walker, but Very cool feature section. Again, one of the reasons I love coming to this show. Here's another one that's just kind of in the line here at Starbird's. Old Chevy, early 50s Chevy pickup. The standout to me on this one is the candy blue flames over the rib. Not a combination you would think of that would work, but man, it just knocks you out on this car. We've got two tones of blue. We've got a bright, just a bright red, not a candy red, and then they laid on the flames over that. And then on top of that, we have a supercharged injected big block. So absolutely, just a 48. Okay, yeah, so this would have been the second year of this style, but absolutely just a knockout badass truck. Okay, this is not one of the Find 9 contenders, but I can't walk by it without shooting video. These are one of my favorite cars. First series 63 to 65 Rivieras. This is a 65, you can tell because it's got the hidden headlights. Actually, wait, this is a 63, which means they put hidden headlights off of a 65 in it, which is also pretty cool. But yeah, I can't walk by one of these. They did swap a small block Chevy into it, but they did a nice job of it. Who knows, maybe the old nail head was shot. That happens. But yeah, and this car's just sitting here in line. It's it's not in a special spot or anything like that, but this car just knocks me out. First of all, it's a 63 to 65 Riv. Second of all, it's candy apple red, and candy apple red is always a showstopper. So nice tan leather interior. Looks like it kind of follows the original motif. Got some billet on it and that kind of stuff, but overall just an outstanding car. I couldn't walk by and not show you this car. I love this car. And that's the Starbird show. That kind of gives you an idea, but I tell you what, watch for this show. It's the late middle of February every year, Tulsa, Oklahoma, at the Tulsa Expo Center. It's huge, and it is. I don't care where you're from. It's worth coming here. And thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. That obviously helps a lot. And I'm going to put a link in here to my Facebook page. And go to my Facebook page, and I'll have a huge photo gallery from the Starbird show. Have a lot more stuff in there. So make sure you do that. Again, subscribe to the channel, like it, drop me a comment. I'll see you next time.